What's up? What's up? What's up, y'all? Happy Wednesday. Happy Podcast Wednesday, y'all. It is Wednesday, July 3rd. We are already on the third day of the new month. The new month is already popping. Um, I know everybody excited about it too because it's starting off giving holiday days off. So people be excited about their days off, y'all. So welcome to July. Well, happy birthday to all the cancers, the July cancers, the cancers in general that are celebrating their birthdays during this season. So, what's up, y'all? How y'all doing? I hope everybody good. I hope everybody living good, feeling good, loving good, all that good shit. It's that month. It's that time. Um, but welcome in, welcome in. I am excited to be here with y'all on this new day. Um, I'm always excited about being on Podcast Wednesday, but today we have a new segment that I wanted to introduce, and it's called Ask the Host. So, any questions, any comments, anything that you have on your mind that you want to get to know about the host, how long we've been doing this thing, so just in general, and it's almost like interviewing the host. You get the opportunity to ask questions and, um, you know, just feel me out. And I'm ready for that new segment. We're gonna start that. We're gonna do that the beginning of the first Wednesday of every new month. That's how we're gonna roll with that one. Every the first Wednesday of every new month, y'all. So yeah, that's what we got the new segment as the host. Definitely gonna be getting into that one a lot more. Definitely gonna be jumping into a whole lot more conversation with y'all about in during that time because I have the opportunity to be um open um with about me and not just the topics, you know what I'm saying? So normally because I come on here and I get divulgent about the topics, I go in detail. We share a lot. We have a lot of different conversations. Um it's good. I love it. So we're going to continue that. We're going to make sure that we are growing more in that aspect, but also just in the midst of that, we're going to be learning more about the person that comes on and talk to y'all on Wednesdays. You know, it's gonna be cool. It's gonna be cool. So we're gonna jump into the show. We're gonna get the show started. And we start off with our quote of the day, and the quote of today is: "If you cannot do great things, do small things in a great way." And you really you really are a piece of work yourself. You're a piece of art. You're a piece of um talent. So if every day is not the best day for you in your talent, in your production, in your outcome, do something that at least inspires or inspire you to continue, because you don't always have to get up every day and be amazing. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't always have to get up every day and just be super freaking amazing. You don't, because it's not always going to be in you every day to be amazing. Yo, 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 what's up, sis? It's not going to be in you every day to be amazing. So some days you're going to wake up and you're not going to feel like even giving it 100%. You may want to be like, you know what, today I got 50% in me. If it gets stronger and things happen different, cool. But as of right now, I got 50% to offer. And that's cool. Because every day not gonna be perfect. Every day not gonna be the best day. So I want to remind us of that when we think about that quote. Like, if you cannot do great things, do small things in a great way, because you're not gonna always feel great. You're not gonna always feel that. You're not gonna always give it your best. You're not gonna always feel like it's worth your best. Some things are not worth your time. Some things are not even worth the dialect that or the dialogue that people trying to employ from you, like the conversation. Don't always be representative of what other people want you to be. Stand on you. So that'll make things a whole lot easier and smoother right there. Anyway, if you when you just be deciding that, at this point, and I'm only doing this because I want to do it. Now, if you're doing it for your personal reasons, do it. But if you're not and you just out there doing stuff because you're trying to be a people pleaser, we got to get over that. And it takes time for a lot of people to do that because, like I said, it's establishment and learning more about who you are. You get that along the way. Okay. So, yeah, if you cannot do great things, do small things in a great way. Always give it your best when you have your best in you. If it's not in you today, back up, take the time to step back and say, you know what, I don't have it today. But when you do have it, always give it your best. Give it your best. Give it your best. Knock that shit out the park. Um, just be a committed person to the individual that you plan to be every day. Always do more to make you better. Always. And that's the benefit of doing small things that's going to equal up to one big great thing. That's the benefit of it. All right. So that's our quote today. Our topic today is ask the host. And as we get, if you need time to gather some questions, or if you need something that you want to ask and you don't know how to ask, take your time. I'm here. But we're gonna get through. We're gonna go ahead and start a conversation anyway. Until we get to a question or someone has a comment that they want to make, we'll push through. I got like 2 or 3 of them that I've already been emailed, but we'll get to those as well. I do want to start off with another conversational topic, and I wanted to because I had one question. Well, the conversational topic is based on a question. One of the questions that I received was, why are Black people so against Black love? And that struck me because I know they asked me that because they know that I'm for Black love. But the question itself of why Black people are against Black love, I think that it's based on the level of people that you're around that will give you the opportunity to ask such a question, because we know in most aspects when we see love, we don't see it from other races. We see it from the people who are around us. We see it from the day-to-day interactions of people who look like us. It's not, you're not comparing television love to real life. So you got to be more realistic when you say, why don't Black people support Black love? Because we know off top that that's a lie. Those are the biggest components and the biggest supporters of Black love. However, if you live in Iowa, you may not see that as much. If you live in Minnesota, you may not see that as much. You know what I'm saying? So it just depends on where you are. To notice that these things do exist, because Black love is prevalent. It's very, very relevant. It's out there. People hate it sometimes because of the simple fact that it's so strong. So that, I think, putting yourself in certain spaces and going to certain places will give you the opportunity to see that that does exist. I don't want anybody to feel like Black love is a conundrum, because it's not. We really out here loving on each other. I don't care if it's for the night, if it's for the day. I don't care if it's polygamy. I don't care if it's um side chicken, and I don't care what it is. I don't care how they doing it. Black love is definitely evident. It's not a secret. So if you're not seeing it, it's probably because you don't want to see it. You're probably putting a blinder on your face to make you ignore the fact that Black love is definitely out there, because we who okay. I just want to be sure. Who thinks that? Who you know what I'm saying? Who thinks that? Who would actually believe that we out here living and loving, but it ain't on Black people? Child, please. Okay. So that's one of the questions I got today, and they asked it. Do I believe? It started off with, do you believe in Black love, and why are Black people so against it? That was the first question of the day. Let me go to another question that I received. Yeah. And okay, so next question. Why do pipe? I feel like this a jug at the Pisces people right now, because talking about why Pisces people feel like they always right. Why? Come on, like let me explain to you something about a Pisces. if we come to you about something, more than likely 100% we've already done our research. We know it's true. We're just wanting to confirm it. Hear your confirmation of it. It's not to feel like we need to hear you tell us, because we already know. So when that always right theory is, because we're not coming at you unless we know that we've got proven facts. We're not going to waste our time doing that. So I don't think that people realize that intuition is real. I think that people don't understand that knowing people and learning your person is real. And soul ties, and we're big on that. So I don't want y'all to think that we just feel like we like know it all people, or we just the end all know it all. But we very much very much so are very knowledgeable human beings. Come on, you cannot take that away from a Pisces. Their intuition is deep, and it's very deep, and it sits out with like, it comes off sometimes to where it almost feels like you're talking to a know-it-all, but and sometimes it come off as aggressive, because like we be like, are you serious right now? Like, is this the question? And just in general, we just know we're not gonna come to you unless we have our shit together to come to you with. So I know a lot of times people be like, they just think they know everything, or this is that, and this is that. No, 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 no. Stop feeling that way. That be that guilt. That be that feeling of like you don't have the power over your discernment when you be upset with a person who feel like that they know what they talking about. Either you gonna jump on board with what you hear, or you gonna have your own opinion about it, and it's all good, but you still need to stand on it. And that's how we are. We stand on our stuff. We stand on it. We ain't gonna change our mind in front of your face a million times. I came to you with this is what I know right here. This is what I know. So I don't have no reason to change up anything, because this is what I know. You know. All right, so that's the. Did I answer that question for the person who sent me that? Did I answer that? Did I give you a good little gist of what I feel? We not know it alls. We just know it all. Peace. Okay. So this is one thing that I wanted to share. And I think if for the Gen Z crowd that's out here now, that's growing up and living in this world now, if you have people around you that are wise and have a little bit more allegiance over you, it is the time now to try to learn and understand a lot of things that they're trying to put out there for you in the atmosphere. Accept it. Even if you don't feel like this is something that you are going through or something that you will go through, accept it. We want to make sure that you start listening to the information and the wisdom that is being bestowed upon you, because we intelligence and responsibility and accountability, all those things were taught to us through conversation, through action, through and you got your results that way. So peace. I was talking about this on one of my posts the other day on social media, and I was like, if I had known how to deal with issues back then and how I can keep myself at a peaceful place, I would have been doing this a long time ago. And I want people that are younger than us now to learn that now, so they don't have to get into these places when they're older and they start saying, you know what, I finally got here. No, you can have that all your life. You can have boundaries all your life. You can have that stuff set up all your life to where you are already in control of the type of peace that's being brought into your life, or the type of energy that's being around you. You can go ahead and start that now, to where you're the person that's putting what you want out into the atmosphere, and you're receiving it in return. That's the whole point of having peace. You do not want to get 35 and 40 years old and just discovering that you need peace. No, you need to already be familiar with what your peace looks like. You need to already be in the know of what your peace feel like. You need to know that. I'm gonna put that in the chat. Hold on. Peace feels and looks like. You do. You really do. Because if you have to get to a point where it's just starting to hit you, and you older, then you're gonna have a whole lot of questions that you asking, like, am I doing it right? Am I talking to them correctly? Am I letting them get too deep into my business? I not know how to push a person away that I don't want to talk to about this? Like, you're still gonna be struggling with your boundaries. And that's not going to be cool for you, because if you have to struggle, if you're going to be struggling with your boundaries all the way up into your 30s and your 40s, then you are not doing what you're supposed to be doing in your 20s. And that's learning yourself, helping to develop yourself a little bit more, because you need to see and feel what your peace look like. You need to have an understanding of that. You need to know that your peace is just as important as the money you earn. It's just as important as the teachings you give to your children. It's just as important as the walk of life that you choose, because your peace is going to be how you're able to handle things in your life. And I think now, if you in Gen Z age, and you 19, 20 years old, 17, 18, all those ages, you need to already know when to cut stuff off, leave it be, so that you can start having those peaceful times in your life. You don't have to question things. These times must start happening now. They must start happening now. You cannot wait for a situation to show you what your peace look like. You got to choose how you're going to deal with it. You got to choose how often you make your peace your priority. You have to do it that. I got another question. How often do I go to happy hour? How often do I go to happy hour? That's the next question. Ooh, I try to, let me see. I don't know. I don't really have a schedule of it, but I go to happy hour at least, like, so if I go on like a date with my guy, we're gonna go, like, we usually try to do a happy hour every Friday, right? But then if I'm doing something with my business, is also every Friday. But if I'm hanging out with my girls, we sneak them in. So it'll probably be on the weekend, every other weekend or something like that. But I'm gonna go have a good happy hour. I'm gonna go have a good happy hour. That's important to me. That's a priority. Because you get you some good food every now and again. You get you a good drink, and we discovered a drink when we went to a recent happy hour. Me and my friend girl, when she was in town, so that was good. You gotta step out the box and do different shit. So how often do I go to happy hour? It's gonna be, I would say, I'm at happy hour at least 3 or 4 times a month. I would say that at least 3 to 4 times a month. That's what I would give myself, because I'm gonna get me a happy hour in. So that means I'm probably going once a week. That's how often I'm going to happy hour. And I'm not I don't have no problem with it either. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go. So don't worry. If you need to start slide through there yourself, you might need to go ahead and get out there yourself and go do your happy hour or two, so you can start enjoying your peace. Put your boundaries out there, because you got to do stuff, bro. Like, you got to go out and do stuff. You got to enjoy yourself. You got to live your life. You got to do things that are going to make you happy in the long run. It's a must. Hold on. I got another question. What's this other question? I'm gonna type in the thing. I'm trying to keep up with. I ain't typed the other couple of questions in the chat that y'all asked me or whatever. So I'm trying to do better right now by typing them in so we can actually have the dialogue of what was actually asked to me. How this is a good question though. I know I probably done said this on one of my shows though, but that to me that is a good question. It's a good question for anybody that's in a relationship. How important is sex in your relationship? If super fucking important, it's super important. Like dead serious. If you're not having it, what you there for? It ain't the relationship ain't just about the relationship ain't just about saying I'm in no relationship. It ain't just about that. I need to be fucking regular. I need to have it regular. I like it. Especially if I like you, then I'm gonna want to be just as active with you on a regular basis because I like you. So and I like what you're doing to me and you like what I'm doing to you. So we definitely need to be doing something regular. We need to be active. And we need to be active regularly. How important is it in y'all relationship? Like how important do y'all feel like it is for you? How often are people fucking? How often are y'all getting it in? Is that a regular thing? Is it something that's like a normal activity for y'all? How often is sex happening in your relationship? That's for y'all to answer. That's me asking y'all that now. So drop that in the chat. How often should you be having sex in a relationship in your opinion? How often? Like should it be once a week for some people? Is it 2-3 times a week? Is it every day? Is it every night or every morning? Is it twice a day? Like how often are y'all fucking? How often are y'all getting it in? And are y'all getting it in? Is it happening regular enough to where you're not built up inside? Like to where you don't feel like you're decaying? Is it regular? I'm waiting for somebody to answer that for me. I need a response because now I'm a little nervous that y'all ain't fucking enough. No. And now I'm a little nervous that it ain't enough fucking going around. Better be getting it in. Gonna be walking around frustrated. If I can do it 2 to 3 times a day, I would. That's right. That's right, sis. If you can do it 2 3 times a day, do it 2 3 times a day. But you're right. I think a lot of people got pent up anger because of that. I think a lot of people are not fucking enough. And I'm serious. Like, I'm worried now. It's a limited, it's people. I got people on this podcast, they're watching the show today. I'm looking right at the eyes that are eyes watching me. So I know it's people listening. I'm just trying to figure out why y'all not fucking. She just hit it key on the nail. You're gonna be walking around frustrated. If you're not, you're going to be walking around battered, bruised. Like I don't know. That's why I feel like even as you get older, it should still be like a regular thing, regular occurring situation. Like you shouldn't be in your 50s and 60s and not fucking. Unless it's hurting you or something, then you should be fucking. So you better be getting it in. You're gonna be walking around frustrated. And it's so many people walk around frustrated. I feel like that's why these questions come up often because it's a lot of time people they're not doing nothing. They're not fucking, they're not touching, they're not kissing, they're not loving. Like we gotta be doing something. Some type of intimacy should be happening in these relationships. Why are y'all in these relationships? And if you're not in no relationship, you definitely should be fucking. Did I say that right? Did I say that right? Hold on, let me think. If you're not committed, you should definitely have a sexual partner that you're committed to sexually. That's what I'm trying to say. even if it's just a sexual commitment, you should have something to where you get your boots knocked and rocked a couple times a month. You got to let that shit out. You got to let that shit go. You can't be holding on. That's like being clandestine. You just like you back in the day wearing like what they call them things, chastity belts. Chastity belts. Chastity belts. Why I can't see my Facebook comments on my thing? But I got a comment that say, "You hear me? I'm telling you, you got to be, you got." I feel bad for anybody who's not. I really do. At least get your boots knocked a couple times a month. At least. If you're not, baby, I'm sorry. I can see why the frustration is real. I can see why the frustration would be real. I can see why you would have pent up anger, because I'll probably be mad too if I ain't get my shit. If I ain't get fired, the thought is giving me chills. How so? Okay, since we're asking the question about how often that we should be doing it. I mean, how important it is in your relationship, and then I turn around and double the question up and say how often you should be doing it. If you're not, give me some of the side effects that may have happened to you if you've not been able to get it in. Because sis already gave one. You frustrated. You going through it. You got that pent up anger. What is another side effect that can happen to you from lack of sex? Lack of sex. What else? What else is something that can happen to you because of lack of sex? Because baby, listen, y'all better be out here fucking. Y'all better fuck. You better get it in. You better. I'm not even lying to you. It's too important. You gotta release. You gotta release. Okay. So I got a question that somebody, well, it wasn't directly posed to me, but it is a question that they asked about relationships. And the question was, if you in a relationship, but you just started the relationship and you kiss somebody else, should you should you tell the person who you just started a relationship with? I gotta type that in the chat. Oh my goodness, I keep forgetting to do that. Basically, they asking it because I guess people levels of cheating is different. So let me type this question in. If you're in a new relationship and you kiss someone, is that cheating? And should you let the other person know? Ooh. Anybody in the comment want to answer that question? What y'all think? What y'all think? Should you tell that person? Hell no, not telling everything, especially something that's gonna possibly end it. That's the answer for the question. This is the question. If you're new in a new relationship and you kiss someone, is that cheating? And should you let the other person know? That's the question. and her response was, hell no. Not telling everything, especially something that's gonna possibly end it. And a new relationship, the mistakes happen. Like, I think that at some point, it's okay. So new relationship. Let me think about that, because I've never been in the situation to do this. So I guess that's why I'm having to sit here and really like think about it. I know in certain people's mindset that would be considered cheating to them. So I wouldn't try to change your mind, but you wouldn't know if it was cheating if nobody told you. So I would, me personally, if I know it is nothing that's going on with me and that person, they just probably caught you off guard in a moment or something, and you end up giving out that kiss, and y'all not like seriously committed yet in your new relationship. I don't know if I might tell that, but if I'm deeply in a relationship with somebody and I do that, then I am cheating. You know what I'm saying? I'm this is my relationship. You know, I would consider that to be cheating. But so in the beginning, something so new, you probably shouldn't even tell that. You probably shouldn't even open up your mouth about it. I don't know. For me, I don't know. For me to do it 2 to 3 times a day, I gotta really be feeling no matter how much. Oh, no matter how good the D is. That's true. We definitely said that. If it's somebody you really feeling, you know you're gonna be fucking often. And I don't think everybody sex drive has them in a 2 to 3 time a day time frame. But I know, like, if it's weekends and stuff and y'all hanging out, y'all probably just hanging out in the room all day, it's gonna be probably a couple times that you are in the getting it in. But I do not think that a normal, you just because you in a relationship, that you have to be fucking 2 to 3 times a day. I don't think that. I think that sometimes that happens. It may be spurts that it may happen that you actually just getting it in that much because y'all like in a good space, or you know, you just had a good weekend with them, or you just having a good time. So chemistry alone will have you feeling that person on a deeper level. If I'm deeply involved, I won't be placed. Exactly. If I'm deeply involved, I won't be placed in that situation. But if you are and you get and you if you are deeply involved with somebody and you get caught kissing, or not even caught, but if you are doing that, you definitely cheating. You definitely cheating. You definitely cheating. Definitely gotta have that chemistry. That chemistry strong. The chemistry strong. If you don't have good chemistry across the board, that's in conversation, that's sexually, that's just hanging out with family, that's just being around you. If we can't be around each other and it's not and it's just sexual activity, that's all it is. Just call a spade a spade. You just fucking. But sometimes even those type of sexual relationships end up leading into bigger things because the chemistry really do be strong. Chemistry, it really do be there. Okay. It definitely is there. I think. Hold on. Let me pull this one to the side. I got another question. I ain't get too many questions today. Y'all can ask the questions on the air too, because it's Ask the Host. The name of the show is right down there. Ask the Host, new segment. Any questions y'all want to ask, that's what today's about. Today, the first Wednesday of every month now is Ask the Host. Anything you want to know, ask. But let me get back to my last question that I received by emails. People be always asking me stuff. They'll ask me stuff like I got one question before. I should, but this is what actually made me want to start this segment. It was like, why would you want to date again after you got divorced? I got that question. I was like, what y'all mean? I like love. Let me put my question up there. Why would you date again after divorce? That make me feel like you supposed to, a person wants you to just be around here miserable. And so what y'all, that, because what you hunching on? If you not dating and doing all that, you out here just being beat on by a dildo? No, sir. Why would you date again after divorce? Because love is out there. Do not limit yourself to what didn't happen or what ended. Don't let that be your ending point when it comes to dating and being happy with somebody else. You're gonna be happy with yourself in general. But when you're talking about in a relationship, don't stop dating and be around people because you got a divorce or it just didn't work out. That's like a relationship just ending. Just because the relationship ended does not mean you shouldn't try again, does it? Like how many you supposed to keep going. Like, you're supposed to keep going. I don't understand. Like, I'm not saying, and to me, I don't understand the whole concept of not doing it. I feel like you limiting yourself to unnecessary bullshit when you sit in your house every day just being by yourself, doing nothing. You can hang out and go do a lot of different things without being sexually with somebody, but dating still leads to other things. How else would you connect and find love again? Like, before, straight up, says how else is it going to happen? I'm just supposed to be sitting on the couch and just wait for somebody to knock on the door? No. That's too much, like, silly. I gotta be able to step outside the box and do it differently. I gotta go and be like, you know what? I wanna do this again. I want to do this again. I got another comment over here. Say, if you don't use it, you lose it. That's what we talking about, sex. See, the Facebook comments not showing up on the thread today. I have no idea why. But if you don't lose it, you lose it. Tell them, Diallo. Prolonging relationships. Go back to that. I wouldn't tell, but I would feel like I cheated. And he's responding to the kissing thing. If you kiss someone, I think for me, if you're able to kiss someone, your relationship that you already just started ain't there. But somebody that you really in a relationship with, you wouldn't even have the opportunity to make that mistake. It won't be a mistake. Do you think it's a mistake to not spank or whoop your kid? Oh, that's a question he asked. Let me put that one up on the screen. Do you think to not spank your kids? I think that I do believe in the spare the rod, you spoil the child technique, but I don't think that every aspect of discipline has to be a spanking. I don't believe it always has to be that way. I do believe that you can do punishments, you can take things, you can be just as disciplinary with other ideals, especially if you start children off at a young age, teaching them certain things that they need to know. Um, you getting that respect from them, and you setting boundaries with your kids at a young age so they know what it is and what it ain't. Sometimes, with that being said, you don't even have to whoop a child. You don't have to spank. You don't have to do nothing, but you can look at them a certain way. You can breathe at them wrong, like a certain way, and they're gonna go ahead and go sit on down or whatever, because they know what they're doing and they know how far they need to go with it. So I don't think that every technique has to be a spanking technique, but I do feel like spanking would need to be a part of the category. I do think that you shouldn't take it out as a predicate. I think that you should at least leave it in as an option, because once you take it off the table completely, kids they take advantage of those things. They see what they can and cannot get away with and how far they can go. They know what this leads to. Like, this may not happen, but this may happen. So I think that you at least need to have it as an option, depending on what type of trouble they got into as well. All right, let me see. Let me go. Oh, I said I had one last question. This was that question. Why would you date again after divorce? I think that person may be feeling a little bit guilty for starting over. Which is why they probably asked that question, because it can be a little bit hard to start over. It can be a little bit unmanageable to think about as well. Like, I gotta go out and do this. I gotta get back in the world and do all these things all over again. I gotta learn somebody else all over again. But I think if you go into it thinking that it's work, it's not going to be fun. It's not going to be fun. Go into it thinking exactly what it is, that you're going into a new spectrum of your life, that you're trying to learn somebody else. You're trying to learn somebody. Don't go into it thinking that this is about to be hard work, or this is about to be something that's not worth your time. Because if you're doing it that way, you're gonna be having like delusionary questions about what's happening and what's not happening. You are. I can promise you that. You really will. And there's no point in doing that. You don't want to feel like you wasting time dating. You want to get out there on the scene and try new things. You really do. It's worth it too. Enjoying your life is just fun. Even if you're going out to just have fun and date for fun, it's fun. Don't allow yourself to be trapped in because of a divorce or something that ended. Don't settle and just be at peace with just being alone all the time. I don't know I think everybody deserves somebody. I really do. All right, so got one more question on here. I'm gonna type it up here in the chat for y'all. Let me. This is a funny question. I think I feel like one of my friend girls asked this question. I ain't even go for it. I feel like it. Let me see. All right. It's not showing up on my screen. It says that it's an error occurred. So let me hold on. It's telling me to try again. Do I need to just say it out loud? Have you ever? All right. The question. Have you ever made a sex tape? Yes, I have. Who hasn't? Who has never made a sex tape? I have though. I was married before. Y'all got that. Come on, let's be serious. You do a lot of things when you're in a long-term relationship. You do a lot of things when you're in a long-term dedicated relationship. So a lot of things are going to be done. And I actually think I spoke on this on one of my shows before, or on one of my posts. Because my daughter was so disgusted with me when she was nosy, so she wouldn't have found. She actually looked through my phone and found it. But that was her ass being nosy because she ain't had no business doing that. But yes, I have made a sex tape. I enjoyed it. I don't know. I think I don't have it anymore, but I did do it and it was fun. Who hasn't? Who by a show of hands, who hasn't made one? Who hasn't done or made a sex tape? Even if it's by a cell phone, by a camera, who hasn't? I see nobody say they haven't. As long as you ain't saying you haven't, then I know you ain't lying. Because I know everybody did some type of recording of themselves. Everybody. So that's that. That's all the questions I have that's been asked of me today. Anybody else with any more questions for this segment? Anything else that y'all want to know? Anything that y'all just want to talk about before we get out of here? We got a guest next week. We got a guest the following week. Queen C gonna be on one of these shows this month too. So I want y'all to make sure y'all tune in. I'm gonna let y'all know exactly when she's gonna be a part of the conversation. But we got guests all month long for July. So I'm looking forward to that. It's gonna be a very entertaining month. Gonna be a great month, period. So we're gonna enjoy it. We're gonna enjoy every season, every segment. But I do thank y'all for tuning in for today's segment of Ask the Host. And I do expect it to grow really well with these questions, because I know that people have questions for you. They may not want to ask the questions on air. So that's why I'm going to always, when I drop these shows, I'm going to always let y'all know that y'all can email me, DM me, however you want to ask these questions. They do not have to be typed in the chat on air. But I do want y'all to ask as much as y'all would like to ask. Get to know me. Learn Shelby. That's what it's about. That's what Ask the Host is about. So thank y'all for tuning in today and giving me your time and your attention. We'll be back next Wednesday with a brand new topic and a brand new conversation for y'all. And just down the lookout, because there's going to be so many different things coming up. We got a live podcast show that we're going to be doing where it's going to be in Tally. It's gonna be a part of Freedom Train. That's the programming that we're under for my podcast series. And we're gonna have a real live show. So y'all can come out, purchase tickets, and come in, sit in at a live show. Dope. I'm telling y'all, we got some good stuff coming up for y'all. So y'all stay tuned. Keep giving good energy to things and keeping your energy protected. Okay. Always look out for you, numero uno, first now, because you have to, because you can't take care of other people if you're not taking care of yourself. All right. Y'all have a good evening. Thank y'all for tuning in, and I will see y'all next Wednesday. Peace.